Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Fate Remnant Collide. So yeah, let us begin. So, we currently see our boy Rex as he's currently going to the school once again. It's currently now like the day, or not really a day, but more like a few days after the whole interaction with him and the whole food fight incident. As while he was basically going through classes with the rest of his team, aka Team Wrath, he would notice that Team Ruby and the two new students that basically came in from the other academies, or more specifically, Star and Neptune, they decide to leave, going somewhere. As Izuku was confused, not Izuku, I meant Rex was confused. As while they're basically, while they left, he would notice that, some of his members, or at least some of his teammates, are currently, doing some other stuff. Mostly doing assignments and projects. As when Izuku... No, not Izuku, I meant Rex, god dang it. Actually, guys, I want you to make a counter. Every time when they say Rex's name wrong, like for example calling them Izuku or the original name for him Max, then put that on the counter. Oh god, let me guess, it's gonna go into triple digits at that point. So, yeah. So, as we currently see our boy, Rex, as he's currently going through school once again, as he's currently in the library, as he's currently going to, some bookshelves as he's reading. As while he was reading, he would hear one of his heroic spirits, specifically, our boy Ivan would say, "Master." As he would say, what is it, Ivan? He would say, as he would say this, "Maya Prishniki, you said that you wanted to summon them for a while to take care of the land, in case of any attacks from the White Fang and that tortured man. Well, apparently, so Maya Prishniki infiltrated a nearby base in the mountains, more specifically known as Mount Glen. We heard that they're planning to cause some chaos there. They recently made a base as well. I also saw, or more specifically, my Prishniki saw, that they're apparently recruiting faunuses for the White Fang as well. It's quite distressing," he would say. And I'm still working on my Russian voice for a while now. It's been a while since I actually did a Russian voice. I mean, I was able to back then, and it was somewhat good, but now it's just Bliget. Just Bliget. So, anyway, as when he heard that, Rex, okay, one for the counter, eh? As Rex would say, "I see." Then, anything else? As you'd say, "Yes. I also recently heard from my Aprishniki that there had been servants." As after hearing that, he would say, "Servants? Like what?" As he would say, "Recently we heard, or at least heard about something going through the streets of Vale. Apparently, he's been trying to take care of some of the White Fang. And the appearance of this man is quite abnormal, to say the least. Apparently when they saw him, or her, apparently she was 10 feet tall. Not really 10 feet, but more like 7 feet, similar to my height. And apparently she wielded a black sword with red trimming. That's the only description that they've gotten so far. Though, judging by the sound of it, it definitely sounds like a servant," he would say. As one of his servants would say this. Specifically our boy Emiya Alter, as he would say, "That certainly sounds like a problem. Though I doubt that she'll be anything of use. Though, considering that she's a servant and probably has a master, then that means this is certainly going to be annoying," he would say. As after hearing that, he would say to himself, specifically our boy Rex, "Yeah, certainly sounds like it, Emiya." So, after saying that, we currently see, Rex, our boy, as he's currently, getting out of the library. After he got out, he would hear, "Hey, Pana!" he would see his friend Walter, as he would say, "Oh, hey Walter, what is it?" As he would say, we need help. More specifically, Team RWBY needs help." As he would say, "Really? What is it about?" As you would say, "No time to explain. Let's go. Actually, maybe summon your friend, the Francis Drake. Yeah, that girl. Well, we need to bring her ship in." As you would say, "Wait, you mean, okay, let's go then." As after saying that, he would see nearby Tina and Harmony as they're currently there waiting for them. As he would say, "Come on, let's go." As he would say, right, he would say. As he would summon out Francis Drake, as he would ride on the, Golden Hind. That is the name of the ship. So, as while they're in the sky, basically riding on, on the ship, not Izuku. Okay, second. God dang it. Rex would say, "So, mind telling me what happened?" As, Tina would say, we got a call from Team RWBY. We recently got a call from them. Apparently, they're fighting against Roman Torchwick. Apparently, he's stolen what is that called? A Atlesian Knight? Or was it an Atlesian Paladin, she would say. As Harmony would say, whatever that thing is, apparently it's crushing their asses, she would say. As Rex would say, "I see. Then, if it's that, and if it's true, then guess I'll have to help then." As he would get ready his weapon as well. Specifically, big boy Gungnir. Anyway, so, after grabbing Gungnir, he would say, "Ready guys?" he would say. As he would say this, "Right." As Francis would say, "Alright guys." As she would basically steer the hind. And if you've forgotten what she looks like, she looks like this. Yeah. I recently heard of this theory that apparently this is not Francis Drake. This is just, Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth specifically. And I could imagine that at the same time, but, it's still just a theory, but I do like the idea of it. Anyway, continuing on. Rex and the guys would basically jump out of the large, the Golden Hind, as they would say, "Come on, let's go!" The said, Rex, as he would basically, basically jumps out of the Golden Hind with the others. As he would say this, or not really say, or I meant her, as in, Francis Drake, as she would say, "Alright guys, be careful," she would say, as she would basically, be flying up in the sky. Currently. We currently see Team RWBY as they're currently taking care of some of the White Fang members, and also, Roman in the Atlesian Paladin. As he would say this, "You brats," he would say, as one of them specifically, RWBY would say, "Guys," she would say, as they would look up where, RWBY was pointing, as they would see the Golden Hind, as one of them would say, "Wait, is that a ship? A flying ship?" said, a surprised voice. As, one of them would say this, specifically our girl, Yang, as she would say, "Wait, is that? It's Rex," she would say. As after saying that, they would say, "Wait, Rex?" As they would look up and they would see Rex and the rest of Team Wrath getting ready for a fight. Currently, down below, we would also see a actually not even somewhat, more like a terrified, Roman Torchwick, as he would say, "Oh no, not him," he would say, as he would try to get out of there, as, we would currently see Rex, going back to his POV, as he would say, "Not so fast," he would say, as he would grab onto Gungnir, as he would throw it towards, the Atlesian Paladin, as when it gets launched, it would basically fire towards, the Atlesian Knight, destroying one of its arms. As when the arm was destroyed, he would say, specifically Roman, "Shit, shit, shit," he would say, as he would try to get out of there. As we would currently see our boy Walter, as he would use his semblance, which, if you've forgotten, is basically like, well, if forgotten, his name Walter was not a coincidence. I have based him off Walter from Helsing. Yeah. So he would summon out his strings, as he would use them to create, essentially like, Tristan's, like, signature ability, which is his string manipulation, essentially. As he would fire these strings towards him, as the Atlesian Knight will be stuck in place. As we would go back to, Team Wrath once again, as we currently see our girl, Harmony, as she's currently riding in the waves. Or more specifically, riding on her bike. Which, if you've forgotten, is also her weapon. As she would basically launch it towards, Torchwick, as she would activate its, second form, which is that of basically twin buzzsaws. As she would basically, grab both of them and would basically slam it towards one of the other arms of the, Atlesian Paladin, destroying it. As you would say, God dang it, you know how expensive it is? He would say, as before he can say anything else, he would see above him was our girl Tina, as Tina would get ready her weapon, which, if you've forgotten, which I also forgotten, because at the time I just thought, sword. But either way, as she would get ready her sword, which is that of a sword that transforms into a whip and can shoot out, sword beams, essentially, as she would basically, use it and slice the thing in half. With the help of gravity dust, which increases the, the gravity of the sword, making it much more stronger, the attack is. Or essentially, basically, making it more heavy, the edge, making it much more stronger, the attack, essentially. After doing so, the Atlesian Knight would be cut in half. But thankfully, or at least unfortunately, Roman basically, was somewhat unharmed. I mean, he nearly got his hair cut off, but at least he's somewhat fine, as Roman would try to get out of there. As when, the Atlesian, fell down, he would basically jump out of there and try to run away. As you would say, oh no you don't, he would say, specifically our boy Rex, as when he said that, another summoning circle? Or should I say, another, a brand new servant is basically coming to be. And so, 2 servants would come out of there. 2 specifically, being that of, let me just check, 2 specifically resembling that of casters. And these 2 would be revealed to be, as one servant would be revealed. One of them seems to be a man with golden hair and red eyes, wearing one gauntlet in one hand, wielding some sort of tablet that resembles a book. Another seems to be wielding a axe-like staff. The other servant that would be revealed to be was some sort of woman, as some sort of shadowy figure would appear behind her that has somewhat rabbit ears, as she would be wielding some sort of doll. As the servant with the golden hair would say this: Servant Casta! So you summoned the King of Heroes. Very well. As he would say that behind Rex. As the other servant would say this: Servant Caster. So you have summoned me, the Frost Empress, the last Empress of Russia. Very well. You may call me Anastasia. As after saying that, we currently see our boy Rex, as you would say, wait, you're saying that Gilgamesh? He would say, as after saying that, a few of his, friends and other allies, including, Roman himself, and also currently in the background, Neo, as she was about to, try and get, get Roman out of there, as one of them would say this: wait, you know them? Said, a somewhat, concerned, a somewhat concerned Walter, as Walter would say, also, what the hell is that? He would say, behind the woman's back, being that of the creature behind her, or the shadowy beast, as she would say, why would I need to talk to you? The only one that's worthy of talking to me is Master, she would say. Now, either way, we have given our commands, or at least we were given our commands already. So, we must capture you, Roman Torchwick. And so, this is where we're gonna be ending off this episode. Sorry. Anyway, so, bye bye!